everybody! I'm here today to tell you and show you that drivers don't need to widen their turns. I'll be going over a driving lesson for turning properly. Now, this is something that I just saw happen right now a few minutes ago when I was driving on the main road nearby, and I wanted to make a video about it because I see it happen all too often. So, oftentimes drivers will widen their turns as if they're driving a huge truck, when in reality they're just driving a regular vehicle. The only vehicles that really need to widen turns are ones that have a trailer on them or like a big transport truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what not to do, and then I'll show you what to do. So I'm just going to drive around these streets over here, and let's get right into the video. Let's put the car in drive. I allowed you to see the front of the windshield and my steering wheel to give you sort of the best experience of what you should be looking at and considering. So first and foremost, what not to do. So as drivers approach a turn without a stop sign where they don't have to stop and there's no pedestrian, so they know they're good, what they'll do sometimes is they'll widen it. So they'll come out like this and they'll widen it in like that, right? So they widen the turn, okay? And they definitely don't have to. So let's go down this street over here. I'm going to signal, okay? And I'm going to take this turn. Now, this usually happens when two factors. When number one, you don't have to stop. So right now I'm stopped because there's a car coming. So when you don't have to stop, this happens. And also when you're making a turn that is the same direction, as the side of the road that you're driving on. So let's say I'm driving on the right side of the road and I make a right turn. That's an example of when someone would regularly widen a turn. And I'm only making this video because I was driving and someone widened their turn. And what happened was they basically almost came into my car. I was driving in the lane beside them, and they almost came into my car just because they had widened the turn. Okay, so we're gonna continue driving over here. All right, and here's a stop sign. So obviously it won't apply to this, but I'm gonna go over an example right now that will apply to it. Okay, just like that. So let's drive just like this. And as I'm approaching a turn up ahead, okay, you're gonna see what I'm talking about right now. So just give me a brief moment to sort of get to the turn. So we're driving, I'm gonna be turning right and I'm driving on the right side of the road. So, and there's no stop sign. So I'm gonna signal and I would just regularly turn, but usually sometimes people will widen it out like that and take the turn super wide like that, okay? And you don't need to do that. Cars, trucks, SUVs, van. I'm driving a full-size van right now, just so it's clear. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, they're all meant to take turns without widening them. Regular turns I'm talking about here, not hairpin turns, not sharp turns. Those are totally different. So I'm going to show you how to position yourself so you don't have to widen the turn, okay? So what you want to do is you want to position yourself roughly in the center of your driving space. So right now there's a pedestrian there. I'm giving her some extra space, okay? But I'm going to turn right with the stop sign. I'm in the center of my driving space. And as I turn right now, I'm going to be placing myself through the turn over here in the center of this driving space, okay? We're going to go straight. I'm going to get to some other side streets and then I'll tell you exactly what to do to make proper turns. So here's another example. I'm going to make a right without a stop sign. So I'm signaling right. I'm doing all of my safety checks, obviously, okay? I'm slowing down. I'm in the center of my driving space. And as I turn right, I'm turning into the center of this driving space. So look, that was a regular degree turn. It was not extra sharp. It was not extra loose. It was a regular turn, okay? In addition, that regular turn, I was going at a regular speed. And I'm driving a van. So it's quite long. So there is no need, if I could make that turn perfectly, there is no need to widen turns, okay? What you need to do to avoid widening your turn is you need to position yourself, like I said, in the center of the driving space that you have, and then go drive into the center of your driving space. And you can practice this with a stop sign. So right now, I'm approaching the stop sign. I'm gonna let this pedestrian pass. I'm in the center of my driving space, okay? Doing my safety checks. When I'm ready to turn, I'm going to turn into the center of the driving space right over here. So I'm turning into the center of this driving space. Look, no need to widen turns. And what you can do is look where you want to go. So if I'm driving and I'm making a right turn, you want to look where you want to go. Okay, so center of my driving space, signaling, doing my safety checks. I'm turning into the center of this driving space and I'm looking here now. So I'm following the pathway. I'm guiding the pathway of the vehicle with my sight, okay? So here's what it comes down to. You don't need to widen your turns. Stop steering away in order to just make the turn like this. Like, don't do this as I drive. Watch, don't do this. You don't need to do that, okay? You might hit a car. It's dangerous. You don't need to do that. Stop widening your turns. Unless you're driving a vehicle with a trailer, you're towing something, you're driving a transport truck. If you're doing those things, then yes, you might need to widen your turns. But if you're just driving a regular vehicle, taking a regular turn, you don't need to widen them, okay? So that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.